So this one time I was showing a house to some buyers, and when we walked up to the front of the home, it smelled really strange. So I didn't know if there was a sewer issue in the area or something like that. I unlocked the door, we went inside to find that the vacant house had a window left open, and there were about 30 stray cats just living inside the house, mating, going to the bathroom, whatever else cats do inside of a vacant house. It was like a cat party house, and no one had checked on the home in over a month, so it was pretty nasty in there. My buyers liked the house though, they just didn't end up buying it because they aren't cat people. Hey everyone, it's Kimberly, your go-to real estate agent in Tucson, Arizona, and today I'm telling you some of my favorite stories from the world of Tucson real estate. Reach out to me when you're ready to purchase or sell a Tucson home. All my contact information is in the description below each of the over 1,000 YouTube videos on this channel. Explore the rest after this one and like and subscribe to hang out with me and nerd out on all things Tucson and real estate related. Comment below with your favorite story about real estate or Tucson, Arizona, which is my hometown. But that is actually not my only cat story. One time I represented a buyer purchasing a home from a woman who was a cat foster mom. She too had several dozen cats living inside and outside of her home. But on closing day, the seller was loading up her car to leave the house she'd just sold, but she couldn't find all the cats. So there it was, closing day. The listing agent and I were running through the house, chasing after like half a dozen cats because the seller would not leave the home without all of her cats. In the end, there were about 3 that we just couldn't find, so my buyer agreed to close on the house as is and the cats conveyed with the sale. This didn't happen to me, but I heard of a buyer who purchased a home and loved the seller's dog so much that the buyer wrote into the purchase contract that he wanted the dog to stay with the home when he bought it. And the sellers agreed, and they got the house, and the buyer got the dog. One time, my buyers had found the perfect home after searching for over a year. We were outside the home on the front yard talking about the offer we were going to present, and all of a sudden, the next door neighbor's son walks up to us, and it was just like something out of an olden time scary movie. The kid was probably about 12 years old, he was barefoot, he was wearing overalls, and he was sucking on a lollipop. And he got real close to us and he said, real serious, "It's a shame what happened to the people who lived in this house." At first he wouldn't tell us what happened, and then we continued to push him to tell the story. And finally he admitted that the previous owners had died in the home. It wasn't a big deal. Turns out they both just died of old age over time, no funny business or anything like that. But even though my buyers loved the home, they ended up not buying it. They honestly did not mind that people had passed away in the home. They just didn't want to live next door to that creepy kid. Once, I was representing a boyfriend and girlfriend purchasing their first home together, and their parents were all in town visiting, so they asked me to meet them at their home to unlock the door so the parents could see the new home. While they were inside, the boyfriend proposed to the girlfriend in their new home in front of everyone. It was so sweet, really cool, great memory to be a part of. Fortunately for him, he did not buy the ring on credit. You're actually not supposed to borrow money while you're under contract to purchase a home if you're financing a loan, because it can mess up your credit score. I knew of a boyfriend and girlfriend buying a home together, and the boyfriend bought a ring on a new line of credit just before closing day. The lender ran the boyfriend's credit last minute, and the whole deal almost fell apart because they almost didn't qualify to purchase the home after that. Ironically, instead of getting married, the girlfriend almost broke up with her boyfriend because she was so upset that he could have caused her to lose her dream home. When I first got my real estate license, I would be showing buyers houses, and there were several occasions where the listing agent just completely forgot to tell their sellers that I would be coming by with my clients to show the home. Once I walked in on a family eating dinner, and one time a lady was even going to the bathroom. That was kind of weird. Now I always ring the doorbell before I walk inside, even if the home is supposedly vacant. One time I was walking through a home with some buyers, and my clients were making jokes about the really ugly table in the kitchen and asking if the ugly table stays with the house, saying stuff like, "You can't give this table away unless you sell a house with it," stuff like that. And that night, the listing agent calls me, and she's very serious and she's very calm, but she says, "Just so you know, you were on video the entire time, and yes, the table stays with the house." One time, I was representing some sellers who were selling a home, and another buyer and their agent toured the home, and on their way out the door, the buyer was caught on the Ring doorbell camera stealing items from the house, with his realtor standing right there watching the whole thing go down. So now I remind all of my buyer clients, you're probably on video. Please don't steal anything. This one time I showed a vacant house in a not so good area, and everything inside the house was fine, but when I opened up the shed in the backyard, there were people laying face down on the floor of the shed. I actually thought they were dead, so I called the police. Turns out, they were just sleeping. Another time, I was representing a buyer purchasing a home, and during the home inspection, the neighbor came over and proceeded to describe in detail to my buyer how the previous owner had been stalked and then beaten up by his wife's ex-boyfriend inside the house about a year prior. Freaked my buyer out so much that she canceled the deal. I have many other stories to tell, some of which are not appropriate for online social media. Comment below with some of your favorite Tucson tales, especially if they involve real estate. I just love that kind of stuff. For more real estate stories, or when you're ready to buy or sell Tucson real estate, give me a call. All my contact information is in the description below each video on this YouTube channel. I am a 4th generation Tucsonan with great knowledge of this city if you are considering relocating here, and I have a wonderful marketing package that I would love to share with you when you are considering selling your Tucson home. This YouTube channel features over 1,000 videos about things to do and see and know about this city, my hometown, so explore the rest after this one and consider liking and subscribing on your way out the door. I really appreciate you hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next Tucson video or when we go to buy or sell a home together.